Hey folks, it's Jim, it's Julie, it's episode whatever of Geeking Out. Welcome to the show. We've been doing this way too long. I can't even remember anymore. My brain is fried.
I think it's like 265,
I think that was 2 weeks ago. I think we're at like 267 or 268.
I don't remember.
Anyway, welcome to the show. We've got 6 more. 6, count them, 6. Comic book reviews just for you. And let's start off this week with Infinity.
How about let's start off this week with the Mighty Avengers #1.
Which is part of Infinity.
So, being a father has changed the unbreakable Luke Cage. He is back to Heroes
Yeah, so he's not so unbreakable now, is he?
No, he's still unbreakable.
Oh, okay.
He's back with Heroes for Hire. He's quit leading the Avengers, also that he can focus on being a dad. But when the time comes for him to choose...
Luke Cage, dad for hire.
When the time comes for him to choose between protecting New York City and his baby girl, where are his priorities really going to stack up? I have to say I liked this book. I enjoyed the art. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed where the story is going. I enjoyed a lot of the sort of ethical and social issues that this story is dealing with. So...
And it's always nice to see this kind of the C-list
yeah,
Marvel guys
exactly.
get a chance in the spotlight too.
Yeah. It has a lot of really great characters in it, so I think you guys should check out Mighty Avengers #1.
Alright, next up, let's get things just a tad odd with A Centaur's Life. Yeah, I saw this title, and it screamed out to me, read me.
Understandably.
I mean, just the title alone is enough to go, what is this? I have to at least look at it.
There's a unicorn girl, too?
She's not really a unicorn, but
okay.
Yeah, she's got a... But in this book, Kimiharo and her friends are just like anyone else in high school, except that they're monsters.
Okay.
So Kimiharo is a centaur girl just trying to get through the horrors of high school and love life.
That's neat.
This book is really cute. It's got a mature /16 and older rating. I think it can go skew a tiny bit younger, but yeah, there's a few things that might be better for older.
If you're looking at younger, I would really, really make sure that this is a more mature younger person, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But overall, it's a standard high school story. Just happens that everyone is a monster character.
Alright.
You have devils, you have angels, you have centaurs, you have various other creatures and weirdness just going on, and it just makes the book that much more fun to read. And Kimiharo is just a cute character, in all honesty. She's kind of a klutz, she's not exactly the greatest student, and that's what makes her a fun character. You get to see the world through her eyes, and that's why this book is so much fun. So if you get a chance and you want to check out a very different and new style of manga, check this one out. It's pretty fun.
Alrighty. Next up for me is Alex and Ada #1. In this world...
Chobits V2.
This world is filled with robots and technology, to the point that one can now have an implant placed in their brain so that they can control their lights, their car, their coffee maker, their everything with a thought.
Pretty much what's happening nowadays anyway.
The direction we're headed in.
Yep. Until it all goes wrong and tries to kill us.
So, in this book, we are joining Alex as he celebrates his 27th birthday and receives an unwanted new toy from his grandma, an android.
Oh, Grandma! You scamp!
So, I really loved this book. It feels so much like Chobits.
Yeah, the plot is just a tad close in the
It's
to the
really...
first starting point of Chobits.
The setup is different. I'll give it that.
Yep.
It's a very different setup, but it feels so much the same because once again, we're dealing with a somewhat socially awkward male protagonist who unwittingly comes into possession of an android, and technology is rampant all around him in his universe. So there are a lot of elements that are the same, so if you really liked Chobits, I would definitely check this out because it has a lot of the winning combination that Chobits did.
Yep.
However, I'm really intrigued to see where they're going because there's a lot of things that are different, and I'm excited to see how they really, how they work with those differences. So if you're looking for a cute, I'm going to go out on a limb and say a kind of cute romancy story, I would definitely check out Alex and Anita.
It's beautifully drawn, too.
Absolutely. I forgot to mention that, but the art is beautiful. The colors are a little more muted than what I necessarily...
It's a very light in tone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But the complete opposite of that is Shaharazad, #1. Alright, so in this one, Shaharazad was known for tales like 1001 Arabian Nights. Now, we follow her adventures that span generations as she is now aboard a ship that she must try to save the crew from a kraken and the musings of mermaids.
Neat.
Alright, so, I read #0 of this. I didn't get to review it because we were so busy with other things, but I read #0 and then I put #1 on top of that to read on top of it. And it explains the story a little bit better.
Okay.
But overall, there's really not a lot to this book.
Other than the best colors ever.
I will agree that the colors by Nea Rufino are really gorgeous in this book.
I just really...
But I really wish there was some actual character drama or character development in this book.
Fair enough.
And that's really sad to say, because this is coming from Big Dog, and they've done some really great character-based stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, hopefully, as the series goes on, you'll get a bit more info into who Shaharazad is. But really here, you get nothing. You get a bit of flashback, but you don't really get into the sense of who she is, where she came from, and how she's able to survive through all these centuries.
Right.
So, really, I can't highly recommend it, but yes, as Julie said, the colors are absolutely gorgeous here.
They use some really beautiful jewel tones, and it just pops right off the page.
Yep. So, if you've read #0 and you enjoyed it, then sure, check out #0, but other than that, I can't highly recommend it.
Alright, folks, last up for me today is The Amazing X-Men #1. And in this book, Nightcrawler is back. But first...
What, he died?
He did die.
Oh, when was that?
Spoiler alert, Nightcrawler died.
Oh, but don't worry, because this is comics, he's back.
It happened as part of the... it happened in Age of Apocalypse, I believe. It was part of... There's a crossover between
Which
Age of Apocalypse.
This is...
No, this one. It happened recently.
Okay, the
like
recent Age of Apocalypse. Okay.
I want to say back in April, May, maybe May, June.
Yeah, so the about
Somewhere...
6 to 8 month time limit for deaths.
Yeah, somewhere around in that time frame.
Yep.
There was an X-Men crossover. I really wish that I had looked up the title. But, in any case, Nightcrawler has died, but don't worry, because he's back now.
Because 6 to 8 months are up, and that's generally when most characters return from the dead.
The only problem is that Nightcrawler's got a mission before he gets to come back for reals. It's a small mission. Shouldn't have any problems with it. He just has to protect Heaven from Azazel. That's all.
Oh, that's all.
That's it.
Oh, okay.
You know, nice
easy peasy. Lemon squeezy.
Nice and easy. No great risk.
Nope, none at all. What could possibly go wrong?
Meanwhile, on Earth, Firestorm joins the staff of Jean Grey's Institute.
Oh, as if it's not confusing enough.
joins Jean Grey's Institute for Higher Learning as the new physics professor. And Beast is on a mission to cleanse the school of a small rodent infestation. I was pleasantly surprised by this book. I have to admit, the X-Men, I'm not really one for team books because I find that I don't see enough of the individual characters that I really enjoy on a team, so I don't normally go for them, but I think I might go for this one because of the way that they still manage to focus in and give you something of every character. It was a really nice book. I love the way that it's been written. The art was good. The colors are fantastic. Everything was just really, really good. This is a solid...
And it was told in a very fun pace.
Yes, yeah. It's a really solid new X-Men book. So, if you're like me and you don't really go for team books most of the time, I would absolutely check this book out because it feels like it's an individual book, but it's still a team book. So, Amazing X-Men #1. I thought it was amazing.
All right. And last and certainly not least this week, let's get down to Transformers Dark Cybertron #1. And in this one, Shockwave makes a move millions of years in the making to remake Cybertron and destroy both the Autobots and Decepticons.
Wait, Shockwave is millions of years old?
All the Autobots and Decepticons are millions and millions of years old.
Oh, okay.
Just so you know.
Yeah, I was thinking like hundreds?
Nope.
Maybe thousands,
Nope.
but millions.
Millions. Yep.
That's a long time.
Yeah. He's really patient.
Apparently.
So basically he's out to destroy both the Autobots and the Decepticons. But to accomplish this, he must call upon evil, long thought lost.
Neat. That's really exciting, actually.
Alright, so this book is basically the start of a gigantic crossover between the two ongoing Transformers books.
So that's between More Than Meets the Eye and Robots in Disguise.
Exactly.
Okay.
And pretty much over the next couple months, this storyline is going to run through all those titles and a few others.
And maintain in its own book?
I am not sure, I think.
Okay.
But either way, it's going to be through those two titles and probably a couple other one-shots and whatnot to cap it all off. But unless you have read any of those books, you are going to be massively confused.
Unfortunate.
There are so many characters from so many timelines populating this book. I found myself going, I'm really lost here.
Oh dear.
It's like, it's really nice seeing some of these characters, of course. But I'm like, how did they get back into the timeline? And what's this doing in here? And what's going on? I'm really confused and my brain is exploding and...
Oh jeez.
But other than that, it's a really, really fantastic looking book. I'm not going to say it's as good as Last Stand of the Wreckers. It's not anywhere close to that yet. But this is not a bad crossover for what it is so far.
Cool.
But like I said, unless you have read the two ongoing series, you are going to be lost.
Or, unless you'd like to spend some time with my friend Wiki.
Yeah, Wiki is also your friend, so...
Yes.
Check out the wiki before you dive into this one, otherwise you're going to be a little lost. But for Transformers crossover, this is actually really interesting, and it's going to be interesting to see just what Shockwave's plans entail. Especially because he wants to destroy both sides.
Oh dear.
So, if you're a Transformers fan, do yourself a favor, check it out. But, as I said, read up, otherwise you're going to be lost. Alright, so, that brings us to the close of another exciting episode. Just to let you know, we're going to take a couple more weeks off than we usually do in a couple more weeks.
Yeah. we'll actually be missing most of December.
December,
We'll only be filming one show the very first week of December,
and then we're taking the rest of the month.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of work to do, and Julie has school stuff.
Exactly.
So,
exams.
So we'll see you next week, but for now, have a good one.